Welcome to another audio podcast by the Caribbean Hawk. The original text is available at caribbeanhawk.substack.com. The Caribbean rejects American warmongering. We tell Russia we don't like dem. We tell England we no beg dem, and we make America know we is behind dem. In the above 4 lines from the Jamaican cultural icon, Louise Bennett, we get a perfect distillation of the socio-political attitude of most Caribbean people towards America and the other great powers during the 1960s. But 60 years later, America's reputation in the Caribbean as a peaceful, law-abiding neighbor is going up in flames, literally. Despite a history of fomenting coups, invasions, and military occupations of the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Panama, and Grenada, the Americans were able to sustain a narrative at home and abroad that the target regimes were terrorists, dictatorships, communists, etc., who were a threat to the mainland and to the region. However, this time around their excuses and justifications are not acceptable to most people in the Caribbean. In their ongoing hostilities versus Nicolas Maduro and the government of Venezuela, they claim to be fighting narco-terrorists by unilaterally blasting 7 vessels out of Caribbean waters, killing 29 persons, including 2 citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. While no evidence or proof has been provided, the U.S. government and Donald Trump himself framed this action as a counter-narcotics operation in international waters against designated a terrorist organization responsible for murders in the United States. Trump has repeatedly provided videos of speeding vessels being destroyed by airstrikes. The administration did not provide any evidence that the United States was under imminent threat of attack, that the vessels were armed, and did not identify targets on the vessels who were critical to a terror attack, as past presidents have done in similar attacks. The Tren de Aragua drug cartel that Trump said was operating the boat is not actively at war with the United States in the same way as other terror groups, like Al-Qaeda. While, according to Reuters, legal experts inside America warned that most people around the world would regard attacking boats and killing civilians as illegal and an act of murder, Donald Trump and his administration did not hide their missile strikes. They provided the videos and boasted about it. Now that 2 nationals of the Caribbean region from Trinidad and Tobago were killed, 2 innocent fishermen according to their families, all hell has broken loose. Voices of individuals and organizations throughout the region have put on record their condemnation of the attacks and demanding that the U.S. cease its illegal killing of innocent civilians. On October 18th, some 6 weeks after the first boat was attacked and 2 civilians killed, the regional organization, CARICOM, finally made a statement. Quote, they reaffirmed the principle of maintaining the Caribbean region as a zone of peace and the importance of dialogue and engagement towards the peaceful resolution of disputes and conflict. CARICOM remains willing to assist towards that objective. CARICOM heads of government reiterated their continued commitment to fighting narco-trafficking and the illegal trade in small arms and light weapons, which adversely affect the region. They underscored that efforts to overcome these challenges should be through ongoing international cooperation and within international law. They reaffirmed unequivocal support for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of countries in the region and the safety and livelihoods of the people of the region. The statement is significant in reaffirming the regional position of the Caribbean as a zone of peace and repudiates Trump's declaration of war in the region. The governments affirm they are seeking peaceful means to resolving the U.S.-Venezuela dispute, even though neither country is referenced by name. Significantly, Trinidad and Tobago, whose prime minister has publicly endorsed the violent killing of alleged narco-traffickers by the Americans, was specifically identified in the statement as having reserved its position. Trinidad is isolated. All the other Caribbean governments have collectively reproached the U.S. for its war-making in the region. While the statement may seem wishy-washy, as I initially opined on Twitter X, in the cold light of day, this is measurable progress from a position of lying low over the past 6 weeks. To rephrase Miss Louise Bennett, this time we make America know we is not behind dem. Thanks for listening. One love, one heart.